Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2458 with a release date of Friday, December 6th, 2024. To follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Satellites get the okay for direct-to-cell phone service. At 2 universities in India, ham radio is not just academic, and repeaters in the Pacific Northwest light up with a flurry of FM activity. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2458 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. And now reporting from Valparaiso, Indiana, here's Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
Our top story this week comes from Washington, D.C., where Starlink satellites recently received the FCC's go-ahead to provide emergency service for mobile phones, particularly in emergencies. Ken Peterson, KC0DGY, brings us up to date.
SpaceX has received permission to provide Starlink satellite service to cellular phones in areas of the U.S. where terrestrial networks do not operate. The Federal Communications Commission gave its approval in late November for direct-to-cell capability known as supplemental coverage from space using second-generation Starlink satellites that will be launched soon. There will be as many as 7,500 of these new satellites that will be capable of providing this kind of mobile phone service. SpaceX has a lease agreement with cellular provider T-Mobile for this service in the continental U.S., Hawaii, Alaska, and Puerto Rico. Earth-to-space communications will occur on the frequency range between 1910 and 1915 megahertz. Space-to-Earth communications will use the range between 1990 and 1995 megahertz. The FCC order, dated November 26th, said that direct-to-cell capability is designed to provide a more robust link to emergency services when severe weather or other conditions do not make conventional connections possible. The FCC said that before Starlink can provide this service to mobile phones outside the United States, it would need permission and licenses from those countries' governments. The FCC said that various subbands between 1429 and 2690 megahertz would be used for this purpose. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
A recent online forum hosted by the Radio Society of Sri Lanka takes a look at how low Earth orbit satellites are changing the world of communication. Graham Kemp, VK4BB, brings us up to date.
Satellites are playing a greater role throughout the world, from communicating directly with mobile phones to providing a network that enables disaster response at different levels. On December 1st, a presentation hosted by the Radio Society of Sri Lanka outlined these revolutionary changes that have been happening in countries throughout the world and the roles that low Earth orbit satellites are playing. The guest speaker was Kusal Opa, VS7KE, VK2KSL, a senior wireless architect based in New South Wales, Australia. The 90-minute session, which was called The Future of Connectivity, was live streamed on YouTube and is still available for viewing at the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. I'm Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
There's always something fascinating going on with the citizen science team at HamSci, and now there's a new way to keep track of what they're up to. Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, tells us how.
The Amateur Radio Citizen Science Investigation Team, known as HamSci, has begun publishing a new quarterly newsletter focusing on hams and the scientific community. The newsletter, which is delivered as a free download, contains updates on ongoing projects and related activities. HamSci's founder, Nathaniel Frizzle, W2NAF, expects that the new publication will enhance communication among supporters and observers. In addition to bringing readers up to date on various projects, the inaugural issue features a number of profiles of volunteers deeply involved in HamSci's work, including data analyst Gwen Griffiths, G3ZIL. The Whisper enthusiast has been deeply involved in various propagation studies. The newsletter download is available at hamsci.org/newsletter. You can also visit the HamSci website at hamsci.org to add your name to the mailing list. This is Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
Amateur radio operators aren't just communicators, they're teachers. 2 groups of these radio teachers visited college campuses in India recently and imparted some important lessons. Here's Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF, with the details.
The first college in India to add amateur radio studies to its undergraduate curriculum hosted a seminar geared towards young ham radio operators on December 1st and administered a test to students seeking the required operating certificate. It was the final exam of sorts for 75 of the undergrads at the Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Centenary College. The date of the program was significant. It marks the 166th birth anniversary of the pioneer scientist Jagadish Chandra Bose. The ham radio coursework began in July, conducted by hams of the Indian Academy of Communication and Disaster Management and the West Bengal Radio Club. Now all that's left for the students is to await their test results to learn whether they qualify for the amateur station operator certificate from India's Ministry of Telecommunications, allowing them to set up stations at home. A few days earlier, on a college campus in Kolkata, 156 students at the Women's Christian College received another kind of lesson in amateur radio. The same two organizations offered an overview of radio's essential role in disaster mitigation. The one-day workshop was led by Devduta Mukherjee, VU3JXA, Suvanka Saha, VU3XSO, Somal Chakraborty, VU3FWK, and Ambrash Nagbisla, VU2JFA. The college principal said she expected to introduce amateur radio formally into coursework at the school soon. This is Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
Half of the members of a community service-based amateur radio club in Connecticut turned out to recently provide radio support for a major fundraising road race. The radio team included the youngest member of the club, a newly licensed 10-year-old boy who teamed up with his grandfather. Dave Parks, WB8 ODF, has that story.
The Manchester Road Race isn't just an established fundraising tradition in Connecticut. It's now a family affair for Jack Robinson, KA1GCZ, and his 10-year-old grandson, Aiden Karp, KC1TWN. Both of them are members of the Bears of Manchester. The club acronym stands for Better Emergency Amateur Radio Service and has a club called W1BRS. On Thanksgiving Day, the 28th of November, the two amateurs helped their fellow club members relay information about the whereabouts and well-being of the 12,000 participants running along the 4.7-mile course. They also kept a watchful eye on the more than 30,000 spectators. This kind of public service radio became a regular family affair after Aiden got his license last December, joining his three cousins as well as his aunt and uncle as hams. Jack said Aiden, who is an active member of Bears, also enjoys fox hunting activities that the club hosts and keeping a watchful eye on the weather as a sky-worn spotter. Aiden is the youngest amateur to have ever provided this kind of support for the road race, but because the sixth grader has inspired other kids, that might just change soon. Jack told Newsline that ever since Aiden was seen in the spotlight with his radio, lots of area youngsters will be signing up to study for their license. This is Dave Parks, WB8ODF.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the AA9RT repeater in Shiloh, Illinois, on Sundays at 7 p.m., following the Prime Amateur Radio Association K9JHQ net. If you're involved in using digital modes to deliver vital information during a crisis, or you want to learn more about how others do it, the Utah Digital Communications Conference might be a good place to start. Conference planners are also looking for presenters to share their ideas and methods. Here's Cell MB, KB3TZD, with the details.
Amateurs with insights into some of the roles that digital modes can play in emergency communications are invited to be presenters at the 8th Annual Utah Digital Communications Conference. The one-day event will take place on Saturday, the 22nd of February, on the Miller campus of the Salt Lake Community College in Sandy, Utah. The organizers hope to be able to offer an array of topics, including the use of WinLink, VARA FM, and the Amateur Radio Emergency Data Network, or ARDN. The conference is being held in collaboration with the Utah VHF Society. There is an online form for submitting proposals on the conference website, where you can also find information about attending. Guests under the age of 18 are admitted for free. See the link to the website in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. This is Salembi, KB3TZD.
Yes, there are a lot of opportunities at this time of year to work Santa Claus on the air. But have you ever thought of a QSO with Santa from his QTH near the South Pole? Amateur radio can make it happen. And John Williams, VK4 JJW, tells us about the magic involved.
If you believe in Santa Claus, and who doesn't, am I right? You probably believe that he lives only at the North Pole. Wrong. Santa has a summer home, and here in Australia, you can find him in Mangara, Western Australia, where he's in his shack excited to have finally got his Australian call sign. It's VK6 Santa, and he's making good use of it right now through to the 24th of the month by hosting the VK6 Santa Amateur Radio Net. Santa's a very happy new Australian op, and he's spreading holiday cheer. Visit his page on QRZ.com and you'll find that Santa is eager to work local hams as well as some DX. He's on 2 meters as well as 10, 20 and 40 meters. If all you want for Christmas is to get Santa in your Yuletide log, you might just get your wish. This is John Williams, VK4JJW. Ho, ho, ho!
In the world of DX, listen for the Bahrain Amateur Radio Society using the call sign A91ND through to the 16th of December to mark the Kingdom of Bahrain's National Day. QSL via EC6DX. Other amateur radio groups will be joining the celebration on the air, including the Emirates Amateur Radio Society, calling QRZ as A60BHR from the 11th through to the 16th of December. The Saudi Amateur Radio Society will be on the air as HZ1BHR. The Kuwait Amateur Radio Society will be calling as 9K9BHR, and the Royal Omani Amateur Radio Society will be using A43BHR. See QRZ.com for individual call signs for activation and QSL details. Listen for Take, JI3DST, calling QRZ as J6RRR from Miyako Island, IOTA number AS079 through to the 31st of March, 2025. Take will be using a variety of call signs throughout the stay, including JJ5RBH/6, JR8YLY/6, JS6RRR/6, and JS6RRR/P on FT8. Visit the JS6RRR page on QRZ.com for QSL details. On Wake Island, IOTA number OC053, Allen KH7AL is operating as KH7AL/KH9 holiday style. Listen for him on single sideband and some CW on 40, 30, 20, 17, 15, and 10 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. The special event call sign PH24XMAS will be on the air to celebrate Christmas and the New Year from the 6th through the 28th of December. The call sign PH25HNY will follow from the 28th of December through to the 5th of January. See QRZ.com for details. For motorists here in the U.S., a roundabout is another word for a traffic circle, a kind of road that isn't always easy to navigate. In 2 western states, however, ham radio operators recently enjoyed a repeater roundabout, and it became a happy weekend journey for an ever-widening circle of friends. For our final story this week, we turn to George Zafiropoulos, KJ6VU.
For the 3rd year in a row, hams in Idaho and Washington State took a special adventure together on dozens of the region's VHF and UHF repeaters. The event was known as the Repeater Roundabout, and this year's roundabout, held on the weekend of November 23rd and 24th, was put together with 186 regional repeaters in 70 radio groups. The event's creator, Quentin, K7DRQ, said the goal has always been simple since the first year, getting hams to meet new people and work repeaters they don't ordinarily make use of. Quentin said it is also a great way to introduce ham radio contesting to those operators who use repeaters. Unlike the roundabouts of the 2 previous years, which counted contacts made on Echolink, IRLP, Allstar, DMR, and D-Star, this year's event was FM only. To help everyone prepare and learn to practice programming their rigs with repeater frequencies, Quentin said participants were provided with a chirp file. Both Quentin and co-organizer Matt, KI6KTE, could readily see that even before all the logs were submitted, there was one early and immediate measure of the roundabout's success. Quentin told Newsline, this year, a new ham made his very first contact during the event. That turned this particular roundabout into a winner circle. This is George Zafiropoulos, KJ6BU.
You haven't sent in your amateur radio haiku yet for Newsline's Haiku Challenge? Take a break. Go QRT for just a few minutes and set your thoughts down using the traditional haiku format, a 3-line verse with 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, and 5 in the third. Share your ham radio experience poetically, and then submit your work on our website at arnewsline.org. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, Hamsat News Service, Ars Technica, David Behar, K7DB, the FCC, 425DX News, HamSci, Jack Robinson, KA1GCZ, Millennium Post, Newswest, Quentin, K7DRQ, QRZ Forums, shortwaveradio.de, Statesman, Utah Digital Communications Conference, YouTube, Zero Retries newsletter, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO in Valparaiso, Indiana, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024. All rights reserved.
W8WKY. Time out.
The Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association hopes you enjoy the weekly broadcast of Amateur Radio Newsline featuring our very own Stephan, N8WB, and we thank you for listening. We invite you to stay tuned to the W8WKY repeater for our weekly Tuesday night Club Net, which begins at 8 p.m. right here on this repeater. So we hope you'll stick around and check in with us at 8 p.m. So with that, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8, Hotel Delta Papa, KC8HDP, standing by for the Saranet at 8 p.m.
the weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ. This is Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Club Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, which is located in Doylestown, Ohio, and operates on a frequency of 147.390 megahertz, and we use a PL tone of 114.8 hertz. This net is open to all licensed amateurs. No club affiliation is needed, so please check in with us. This is a directed net, so all traffic should go through net control. Emergency or priority traffic may break into this net at any time. Your net control operator for this session is Jerry. That's Juliet, Echo, Romeo, Yankee. My personal call sign is Kilo, Charlie 8, Hotel, Delta, Papa, KC8HDP, but during this net I will be doing business as Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. I will take a short break to reset the repeater and be back with announcements. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Christmas party edition of the Sarah Club Net. So great to have all of you here. And that is a reminder that the Sarah Christmas party is this coming Thursday, December the 12th, at the Wadsworth Eagles, 9953 Rittman Road, Wadsworth, Ohio. I hope to see all of you there. I don't have any other announcements. I would like to call on NAWB Stefan to give us a report of the fantastic VE session we had this past Saturday. So, Stefan, if you would please. Stefan, NAWB, are you there to give a report of the VE session? Well, nothing heard from Stefan, so he told me he'd be here, but okay, something must have come up, so I will read a letter from Stefan. Okay, so our last VE session of 2024 was fantastic. I want to thank all of the following people for being part of last Saturday's VE session at the Sharon Center United Methodist Church. Doug, KE8JNH, and Bill, KN8WDK, for doing what they have done since my taking over the leadership of the VE team in 2020, working the door and assisting with handing out all of the paperwork to people coming in and collecting the money. Thank you both for all that you have done. For our VEs, I would like to thank Eric, W8ELM, Phil, WV3K, also Phil, K8PMI, John Crilly, W8TD, and Jerry, KC8HDP. Hey, that's me. Thank you all for being part of this great end-of-the-year team and for all that you do for amateur radio testing to get people into amateur radio and also upgraded. Okay, this is what you've all been waiting for, the numbers. Coming in with no license at all, we had 4 people who passed the technician test, and also having no license at all, 2 people who came in and passed both the technician and the general license tests. Starting with the technician license, 2 people passed their general tests, and then coming in with a general license, 2 people passed their extra license test, for a total of 4 technicians, 4 general class, and 2 extra, 10 takers in all, and all passed their tests. May all of you have a very Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. And that is from Stefan, N8WB. Does anyone have any announcements or anything for the good of the net?
W8WKY.
AA8CS.
Net recognizes AA8CS. Go ahead, Gary.
All right, Jerry, thank you for that. And thanks for announcing a reminder that the Christmas party will be this Thursday. I did want to also remind everyone that there will not be a December meeting, regular club meeting. But at any rate, there will be no meeting in December. That's all I got. Back to net. This is AA8CS.
Thank you for that reminder, Gary. Are you sticking around for the net? Gary, are you going to stick around for the net and play trivia?
Yeah, sorry about that, Jerry. I'm trying to track down this squeal I'm having here. Yeah, I'll be around. Absolutely. I wouldn't miss one of Eric's trivia questions. Back to net, AA8CS.
Okay, very good, Gary. I have you already in the log as a regular check-in, so no need to check in later. You're already there. Okay, does anyone else have anything for the net? Okay, nothing heard, so we will now take in and out check-ins. If you would like to be an in and out check-in and you don't want to stick around to play trivia or make comments, you can just check in and out now, and you can do so by using your call sign followed by your name.
This is Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie KD8 EPC Dustin and Medina in and out.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Tango Mike Chariot Portage Lake in and out.
In and out, and have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas time together. This is Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo Clear.
Kilo Charlie 8 Lima Yankee Golf KC8LYG Ricky Maslin in and out, please.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Lima Bravo KE8TLB Randy and Rittman. I'll be in and out 73. Thanks for running that, Jerry. Do a great job.
Okay, I will pick it up there. Okay, so far in and out, we have KD8EPC, Dustin, W8CTM, Carrie, WV3, Phil, K, Phil, KC8LYG, Rick, and KE8TLB, Randy. And thank you for those kind words, Randy. We had a collision with Randy, so probably missed somebody there. But if you'd like to be an in and out check-in, you can check in now with your call sign followed by your name.
Kilo Delta 8 Zulu Sierra Hotel KD8 CSH Randy and Akron. In and out. Okay, Ron and Orville, I'll be in and out.
We have added a KD8ZSH Randy and KB8LNK Ron. One more time here, anyone else like to be in and out check-in? If so, please use your call sign followed by your name.
Your whiskey, Steve. Delta 2 Echo Papa Oscar, KD2 EPO, John Wadsworth.
Okay, we have added KC8 MIW Steve and KD2 EPO John. Well, thank you all for your in and out check-ins. It was great to have you here and appreciate your check-ins. So we will move on now to regular check-ins. So if you'd like to make comments and take a guess at Eric's trivia question, now's your chance to check in. You can check in using your call sign and followed by your name.
Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet, KA8 LYJ, Bob in Barberton.
WAWKY, this is Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick in Orville.
This is November Tango 8 Delta, NT8D, Dave in Copley.
Kilo Echo 8 Yankee November Juliet, John in Norton, KD8YNJ.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo, KE8 UIB, John in Maslin.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Romeo, KE8ZZR, Harry and Wadsworth.
KE8QFT, Fred and Medina.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8VZA, Eric in Strongsville.
Kilo 8, Papa Julia Whiskey, K8 PJW, Philip in Twinsburg.
Whiskey Delta 8, Lima Alpha, Neil from Metropolitan Brewster.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Charlie Hotel Bravo, Craig and Shreve, KFHCHB.
Okay, QV will throw the hat in the ring. QV Mark and Aurora.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, Mark and Copley.
Okay, I will pick it up there. Okay, on the regular list, we have AA8CS Gary, KA8LYJ Bob, KD8SLG Nick, ND8D Dave, KE8YNJ John, KE8UIB also John, KE8ZZR Harry, KE8QFT Uncle Fred, KE8VZA Eric, K8PJW Philip, WD8LLA Neil, KF8CHB Craig, KC8FQV Mark, and K4OG also Mark. Do we have anyone else that would like to check into the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Tuesday Night Net? If so, you can do so by using your call sign followed by your name.
W8WKY.
This is WO3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8VQX, Joe in Akron.
Okay, we've added WO3X John, KEA VQX, and Joe. That's it. Who I have so far. One more time before we start taking comments and answering trivia questions. If you'd like to check into the net, please do so by using your call sign followed by your name.
This is KD2 EPO. John again here in Wadsworth. I decided to hang out and stay here for trivia.
Kilowatt 8, American Motors Experimental Deck in beautiful downtown Firestone Park.
Okay, we've added KD8 EPO and K8 AMX Dick. KD8 EPO, is that correct? And what was your name again? Yeah, you said that kind of fast.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's Kilo Delta 2 Echo Papa Oscar John. I originally checked in as an in and out, but I decided to stay home and stay here for trivia.
Well, that's fine. Great to have you here as a regular check-in. I've got a KD2 EPO. John, thank you for that. Okay, we're going to get started with the trivia question now. So we are going to go to our trivia master, the amazing W8ELM Eric. Eric, thank you so much for doing the trivia and always enjoy your questions. What do you have for us this week?
W8WKY from W8ELM. Good evening, Jerry, and everybody on the net. Pretty good group tonight. Well, first of all, I ain't afraid of nothing. But tonight's trivia question scares the heck out of me. So, anyway, most everyone is afraid of something, whether they admit it or not. Many of these fears or phobias have been given names. Your question for tonight: which of the following phobias means fear of the moon? Which of the following phobias means fear of the moon? Is it A, alpha, chromophobia? Chromophobia. B, bravo, selenophobia. Selenophobia. C, Charlie, nyctophobia. Nyctophobia. Or D, delta, astrophobia. Astrophobia. Again, which of the following phobias means fear of the moon? Is it A, chromophobia, B, selenophobia, C, nyctophobia, or D, astrophobia? Back to net.
Wow, Eric, thank you for that trivia question. Boy, that's another head scratcher. I am going to take net control privilege and wait to answer that and think about that for a little bit. So we are going to go to our first victim on the list this evening, and that is our fearless leader, Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra, sometimes known as Custom Select. Good evening, Gary. Thanks for checking in with me on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to Eric's trivia question is, and what else do you have for the group?
Good evening, Jerry, Sarah, and friends. There you go. That's my whole speech. Another great question by the master of trivia. I'm going to refrain from C like I always do when I'm dealing with oh man, with Eric. Yeah, you got to do that. Anyway, boy, chromophobia sounds just fantastic. Selenophobia sounds like it should be the fear of salt. But I'm going to go with B, I think. I think I'll just land there and see what happens. Jerry, not a whole lot. I guess I could have waited and reminded everyone that we did not have a meeting in December. I think most people that have been around know that, and I think we did mention it a few times, but it's easy. It's an easy thing to forget about. But no meeting in December. We'll pick it up again in January. By the way, the January location is still up in the air a little bit. We got a couple things we're working on. And we'll see what we come up with. But the Eagles will be doing some remodeling in that banquet room, and we'll have to vacate for the month of January. That's all I got, Jerry. Take care. Doing a fabulous job as always. And again, Eric, thanks for doing the trivia question. This is AA8CS. Back to net.
Hey, I don't mind, Gary. I got to hear from you twice, so no worries at all. I have your trivia question answer as Bravo. Thank you once again for the reminder of no December meeting, and that the meeting location for the January meeting is still up in the air. So I know you'll keep us updated on that as things progress. Thanks for joining us once again, Gary. Always great to have you on the net. We're going to clear with Gary now, and we are going to go to KA8LYJ Bob. Good evening, Bob. Thanks for joining us on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have for us?
W8WKY, this is KA8LYJ. Nothing really of import for the group. N8XKD and I are looking forward to the party Thursday. That's about it. As far as the trivia answer, it is Bravo, selenophobia. And we'll turn it back to you.
Well, Bob, if I let the fact that I didn't have anything of importance to say to the group, I'd never be on the net. So, very good, Bob. I have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and I look forward to seeing you at the Christmas party Thursday. Thanks once again, Bob. We're going to clear with Bob now, and we are going to go to Sarah's Vice President, KD8SLG, Just Nick. Good evening, Just Nick. Glad to have you on the net this evening, and thanks for checking in with me. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have for the group?
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Jerry, and all the club netizens. So good to be here. Let's start with trivia. Nyctophobia gave me a chuckle. For those of you who are afraid of Just Nick. Oh, man. Process of elimination, I'm going to go with Bravo as well. I think that's the ticket, and I did not Google box it yet, but I'm queued up for it. Looking forward to the Christmas party Thursday night. I will be there with bells and whistles or something. Looking forward to it. Don't forget the N5XUK Memorial Border Breaker Net tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3. Dustin has the first hour. I think Nancy, KI50ZZ, will have the second hour. And the Beacon Net tomorrow night, 10 o'clock early check-in, start at 9:30. I'll be there. Hope to hear a bunch of you. Fine business as always, Jerry. KD8SLG, back to net control.
Well, that didn't even strike me that about Nick the phobia. So, good one, Nick. I got a chuckle out of that one. Very good. I have your trivia question answer as B, selenophobia. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you at the Christmas party Thursday evening. And yeah, I'm going to check out those bells and whistles. So, good deal. Thanks for joining us, Nick. Great to have you here as always. We're going to clear with Nick now, and we are going to go to NT8D. Good evening, Dave. Thanks for checking in with me this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
Oh, good evening, everybody on the net. I am looking forward to the Christmas party on Thursday. It'll be my third Christmas event of the season. I've been doing the Christmas concerts starting last weekend. We did the Hermit Club last weekend. We're doing Chagrin Valley Christmas at the Little Theater on the 22nd, 23rd, doing the Chapel Christmas in Green next weekend, I think. And if anybody likes Christmas carols, we're doing Christmas carols at the Hofbrau House on Christmas Eve day, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So come wassail with us. So getting into the spirit of the holidays. Let's see, having fun finishing up the Christmas shopping, so that's getting done. And I'm just glad I'm getting to do this without getting walled with snow. But they're going to get hit up there along the lake again this week, so I'm trying to avoid that. Just came back from Menor today, and it was foggy and rainy all day, but there was no snow. So weather's been pretty nice getting ready for the holidays. Let me grab a beat. I'll give you the answer of the trivia. Just my answer. I'm going to guess B, Bravo, and I have a question for Eric. It's not a trivia question. This is a question. Why is not lunophobia one of the distractors? That's what I want to know. Control, NT8D. See y'all on Thursday.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net this evening, Dave. Great to have you here. The Hermit Club sounds like a misnomer to me. I just saying that kind of struck me that way. Anyway, congratulations on doing all those concerts and getting into the season. That is awesome, and helping others with the music to get into it as well. I'm going to go up to Eric now and ask Eric. Eric, WADLM, would you like to answer Dave's question now or wait till you give the answer?
I will definitely wait until the end, and then I will give the answer for him. And there's a good reason for it. Back to net, WADLM.
Well, thank you, Eric. And now we're all in suspense waiting for the answer. So, very good. Thank you, Eric, and thanks, Dave, once again for being here. We're going to clear with Dave now, and we are going to go to KE8YNJ, John. Good evening, John. Thank you for checking in with me this evening and being here on the net. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
Okay, good evening, everybody. KE8YNJ is here. And I'm going to go with the popular choice, B, Bravo. I really don't know what any of them mean, but that seems to be the popular choice. So, since this is the last day I have to work this week, I'll say that a good way to start the vacation is to take the common guess. So I'll say good evening to everybody, and thanks for running the net. And we'll send it back to net control, Kilo Echo 8, Yankee, November, Juliet.
Well, have your trivia question answer as Bravo. It seems like, that is looking like the popular choice. However, if that's not the right answer, there's going to be a lot of people with egg on their face. So anyway, thanks for joining us on the net, John. Great to have you here. I do have your trivia answer as Bravo. We're going to clear with that, John, and we are going to go now to KE8 UIB, John. Good evening, John and family, and I'm sure you're texting with them. What do you all think the answer to the trivia question is this evening, and what comments do you have for us, John?
WAWKY from KE8 UIB. Good evening, Jerry. Everybody out there on the net. And yes, sir, I'm doing a weekly messaging back and forth with my mom and dad, and sitting here with my wife listening to the net. And my parents say hi from Akron as they're listening in. And my mom and dad say D. My wife says D. I'm thinking, everybody else is saying B. And I'm thinking I better make a choice that puts good Christmas presents under the tree for me. So I'm going to stick with the family, and I'm going to go with D with the rest of these guys. And we'll just all take Delta and see what that ends up tonight. Hi. Other than that, you guys, I'm just relaxing, enjoying my evening. Looking forward to seeing everybody Thursday night at the Christmas party. With that, this is KE8 UIB living the $5 dream, a nickel at a time. I'm going to go ahead and hand this back over to Net Control. Thanks for running the net, Jerry. 7-3, y'all.
Well, thank you for joining us on the net, and thanks to your whole family for listening. I have D's across the board for that, so very good. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Who knows? You may be the first ones to give the right answer. We'll see. All right. We are going to re-identify this as the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Weekly Tuesday Night Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. on the W8WKY repeater. Your net controller this evening is Jerry. That's Juliet Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee. And I am using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. Okay, we are now going to go to KE8 ZZR Harry. Good evening, Harry. Thanks for joining us on the net and checking in with me. Missed you at lunch today, but good to have you on the net. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
W8WKY. This is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Jerry, and everybody else that's on the net. Trivia, I'm going to go with B. I'm just taking a stab at it. And yeah, sorry I didn't make it to lunch today. I had some things come up I needed to do around the house here, so we'll try again next week. And looking forward to the Christmas party Thursday. I got a party to go to tomorrow. My employer, I'm retired from Chagrin Falls, so they're having their Christmas party tomorrow, so I got to make the trek up to Chagrin. But other than that, that's about it. So I'll turn it back to Net Control, and this is KE8 ZZR.
All right, I have your trivia question answer as Bravo, so very good. And yeah, I understand, things do come up, and family always comes first. And but yeah, looking forward to seeing you Thursday evening at the Christmas party, and hopefully also Saturday at the Sarah breakfast at Bueller's in Wadsworth. Had to get that in there. So we're going to clear with Harry now, and we are going to go to KE8 QFT. Uncle Fred, thanks for joining us on the net this evening. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
W8WKY.
KE8 QFT, Uncle Fred, are you there?
I've had the wrong microphone. The answer to the trivia is true. One of the above, C, CDRA. And with that in mind, I'll say it's B. And otherwise, not much to say. It's supposed to get cold Thursday. Didn't see any threat of snow or anything, but I heard it's supposed to really be cold. And that's about it for now. KE8 QFT, back to net control. The answer is B.
Okay, very good, Uncle Fred. I have your answer as Bravo. Yeah, I was kind of confused there, and that's not hard to do, so I'm glad you clarified that at the end. I was thinking that's what your intention was, but wasn't 100% sure of that. And yeah, it is supposed to be cold Thursday, so wear a warm coat to the Christmas party. Thanks for joining us, Fred. Good to have you here. We're going to clear with Uncle Fred now, and we are going to go to KE8 VZA Eric. Good evening, Eric. Thank you for checking in with me on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
W8WKY, this is KE8 VZA, Eric over here in Strongsville. I'm going to go with Bravo for the trivia. I'm going to jump on the Bravo bandwagon. It's kind of a guess, but I don't know, it's got a ring of familiarity to it, which usually gets me into trouble. But anyway, we'll go with Bravo. Let's see, got the Christmas lights up Sunday when the weather was nice, and forgot to check the string, one of the strings before I put it up over the highest point on the house, and ended up having to take it down. I think I checked about 350 different bulbs. Did find 3 burned out ones, but in the end, my wife was out and about already, and she brought me 2 brand new strings. So we'll deal with fixing the other ones later. And for now, we have Christmas cheer illuminated. And went to the rec center tonight. First time I went swimming after I think I broke my toe. I injured it in any way, and didn't get as far as I thought before it started protesting. But all is good. A good soak in the hot tub, and that was resolved. So anyway, good to hear everybody tonight. Looking forward to seeing everyone who may be at the Christmas party Thursday. KE8 VZA, back to net control.
All right, I have your trivia question answer as Bravo. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you at the Christmas party Thursday evening. I broke my toe one time in judo class, and I was doing a roll, and when I came up, it bent my toe back, and the instructor, from his reaction, the way the toe looked, it couldn't have been good. So anyway, hopefully yours wasn't like that. Thanks for joining us on the net this evening, Eric. Great to have you here. We're going to clear with Eric and go to K8 PJW Philip. Good evening, Philip. Thanks for checking in with me on the net this evening. Good to hear from you. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
W8WKY, K8 PJW. Good evening, Jerry, and good evening to the Sarah Netizens out there. Great to hear everyone this evening. I'm going to throw my hat into the Bravo ring. I'm not going to expound on my thought process to be a fair player to the people coming up behind me. But anyway, we got pretty much all of our Christmas tunes up, and looking forward to the Christmas dinner on Thursday. It's always a blast, so hopefully you won't let us down again this time. And that's pretty much it. We're going to head out to Indiana for the weekend to visit my brother-in-law, kind of like a pre-Christmas visit before we hunker down in Northeast Ohio. So with that, I'll hand it back to you, Jerry. Thanks for doing the net. This is K8 PJW. Back to the net.
All right, I have your trivia question answer as Bravo. So good to hear from you, Philip, as always, and hope to catch up with you again real soon. I'm going to clear with Philip now, and we're going to go to Brewster with WD8LLA. Good evening, Neil. Thanks for checking in with me on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us? WD8LLA, Neil, good evening. Are you there? Nothing heard from Neil, so we are going to move on, and we are going to move on to KF8CHB, Craig from Shreve. Good evening, Craig. Thank you for checking in with me. I appreciate that. Good to have you on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us?
Well, good evening, Jerry. I appreciate it. My question is, when Nick got on there, he was very diversionary in his statements about, the nyctophobia. So I question, is there more to it than meets the eye? That's the first part. The second part is, this is the first time I've used the Allstar, and just wonder how it sounds and if it has fairly good audio qualities. With that, I will turn it back to you, Jerry, W8WKY. This is W8KHB or CHB.
Well, your All-Star sounds fine, Craig. I didn't catch your answer for the trivia question. Could you clarify that for me?
Well, my guess is probably as anybody else, so we might as well go with Bravo. Bravo would be my selection.
All right, thank you, Craig. I have you down for Bravo, and I say there's no worries on your signal. It's fine. So appreciate you checking in to the net with me this evening, Craig, and checking out All-Star. That's cool. We're going to clear with Craig now, and we are going to go to 8FQB, and that is Mark in Aurora. Good evening, Mark. Thanks for joining us on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what are your comments for the net?
Well, I'm going to say Bravo. Yeah, I'll say Bravo. There's a reason for that. Was it have so much bees on Wednesday? We'll have to change when you see the new calendar and it has a bee, it's because we do all these bee things on Wednesday. So it's B, case of QE.
Okay, Mark, I have your trivia question answer as Bravo. Hope you're okay there. And you're doing all right. Thank you once again for joining us on the net, and we'll catch up with you on another net real soon. Once again, this is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, a weekly Tuesday night net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry. That's Juliet Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee. And during this net, I am using the club call of Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee. We are going to go now to the original gangsta, K4OG. Good evening, Mark. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. I didn't have to worry about stepping on you tonight. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
W8WKY, K4OG here. Good evening, Jerry and everybody. Well, I was sitting on the couch earlier from 7:30 to 8:10 listening to the Pajama Net, and I think I heard KI8B Barry and his wife's going to be at the Christmas party. That's going to be a treat. Help me keep an eye out for Barry KI8B. It'd be a rare opportunity to see and greet him. And then I said 8:10, yeah. So then I was studying for the company's new vehicle policy
policy, driving policies, and got absorbed into that. And then I realized it's 10 after 8. So I ran over here and fired up the Astron and fired up the ICOM and heard Mark on there, and so I followed right in behind FQV. Here we are, and my trivia answers, well, I got a tickle too out of nyctophobia, but Jerry, I got to recuse myself. I made the mistake of hitting the Google box when Dave mentioned the lunophobia. I was hoping that was something to do with fear of Looney Tunes cartoons or lunacy or even jokes, but it wasn't. It was a synonym for one of the other ones. So I'm recusing myself and looking forward to Eric's explanation to all of these. K4OG, back to net.
Okay, Mark, I understand why you had to recuse yourself from the question, so we got that, but yeah, have to read about work. Well, anyway, you got to do what you got to do. But I'm glad you realized it was net time and joined us on the net. It was great to have you here. When I think of lunophobia, I think of fear of Lunette the clown. So mixing that, from the big comfy couch. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us on the net this evening, Mark. Really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you at the Christmas party, as well as Barry and his wife. That will be a treat to have him there. We're going to clear with Mark now, and we're going to go to WO3X John. Good evening, John. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. Really appreciate it. Good to have you here. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what other comments do you have?
Good evening, Jerry, and all on the net. This is WO3X. Let's see, I'll do the trivia question first. Well, everybody's going for B, so I guess maybe they know something. So I'm going to go along with that. I'll go with B, Bravo. Let's see, so today, this morning, late in the morning, to avoid the rush hour traffic, I headed down to Wilmot. So on the way, I was pretty close to Brewster there. I went down Interstate 77 and then US 30 west to Ohio Route 21 and US 62, and then stayed on 62 down to Wilmot there, and then just went straight ahead instead of turning left to follow 62, and stayed on 250 to the entrance to the Wilderness Center, where I did some geocaching and got the last 10 geocaches that I hadn't gotten yet, hadn't found yet, because and the reason is there's an event on February 8th, and so what they do is they put out new geocaches every year for that event. And so they archive the previous year's geocaches. So I had gotten 23 of them and had 10 more to find. So I did that today successfully, and the weather cooperated there. And I hit some rain on the way home, so that cleaned the car off from any salt and stuff like that. So it all worked out great. So with that, back to the net. This is WO3X.
Okay, John, I have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and it sounds like you made a trek today, and doing some geocaching sounds like fun. I've never tried it, but I know of people who have, and it sounds like an enjoyable thing to do. So thank you for sharing that with us, John. Like I say, I don't know if you're going to be at the Christmas party or not, but anyway, good to have you on the net this evening. And we're going to clear with John now and go over towards Akron with KE8VQX Joe. Good evening, Joe. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is? By the way, it's great to have you on the net, and thank you for checking in with me. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for the net?
KQ8WKY. This is KE8VQX. Hello, Jerry, and everyone else on the net. Good to be here. Thanks for getting me in. I'll start off with the trivia. So, C. Charlie was my first gut feel when Eric read the answers. It sounds like that's going to be wrong, but I'm not going to change my mind there. Not going to be swayed by the rest of the people. The best part about this is I never really know what the answer is, and Eric always explains the wrong answers, so I always learn something. So that's great. Uneventful day here today, which is never bad. Anyhow, that's about all I got, Jerry, so I'll give it back to you. This is KE8VQX, back to net control.
Well, it's a pleasure having you on the net this evening, Joe. I do have your trivia question answer as Charlie, and yeah, kudos to you for sticking forward with your gut reactions, and who knows, it might be right. So, yeah, I rarely know what the answer is either, so don't feel bad. Most of us don't. We're going to clear with Joe now, and we are going to go to KD2 EPO John. Good evening, John. Thank you for checking in with me this evening, and moving from the in and out to a regular check-in. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us?
Good evening, W8WKY on the net. This is KD2 EPO. First off, for the question, so I don't forget, I'm also going to jump on the Bravo train, and I'll go with Bravo. Other than that, just getting ready for the holidays, and not looking forward to the temperatures that are headed here later this week. But other than that, yeah, just enjoying being down here in Ohio from New York. This is KD2 EPO. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for on the net tonight.
Well, very good, John. I have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and I'm glad you're enjoying your time in Ohio from New York. It's great to have you here. We're going to clear with John now, and we are going to go to Firestone Park with K8AMX. Good evening, Dick. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. Great to have you on the net this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us?
Well, good evening, and good evening to all the netters and all the check-ins and everybody. And boy, I'm sort of excited. I was to have a procedure tomorrow, and then I was still planning on going to the dinner, but I thought, oh man. So anyway, I was waiting for this solution that I have to drink, and it was going to be sent to me, and it never showed up. So I called today or yesterday, and yeah, they screwed up. They wouldn't have it here in time, so they rescheduled the procedure with the camera and all that stuff, you know. Changed it to January 16th. So there you go. I'm going to be at the Christmas party, and anyway, the question is, well, I think the answer is B or not to be. So all those B's, I'm going to be careful and hopefully get the right answer. Back to net. Jump in here. This is Kilowatt 8, American Motors, experimental, living the dream in beautiful downtown Firestone Park.
All right, Dick. That's awesome. I know you'd probably rather have the procedure done with already and wouldn't have wanted to put it off, until January. But hey, that means you get to be at the Christmas party, so that is so awesome. I look forward to seeing you and Susan there. So it worked out actually very well for us. Very good. And who knows, Nick might meet you around an oyster coffee. So I have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and it's so good to hear from you, Dick, and thanks for checking in with me. Well, that is the bottom of the list. This is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association weekly Tuesday night Club Net. We meet here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater. Your net control operator this evening is Jerry. That's Juliet Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee. I am doing business as W8WKY. If you'd like to check into the net, get in on this, the trivia question, you can do so by using your call sign followed by your name.
WD8LLA recheck.
K8RFK, Scott.
Oscar, K8NEL, Darrell County.
K8RFK, Scott.
K88SLG recheck.
Whiskey 2, Juliet Lima, Sierra. John over here in Fairlawn.
KA8LYJ with a recheck.
Okay, we have added WD8RFK, Scott. If that's wrong, correct me when I get to you. We also have a KD8NEO Daryl in here. And then we have rechecks from Nick, John, and Bob. Let's get to the rechecks here. KD8SLG, Nick, go ahead with your recheck.
KD8SLG returning. A couple of quick things. Selenophobia sounds like a completely rational fear of Celine Dion singing, and I have now decided I want WO3X to be the voice on my GPS. KD8SLG, back to net control. Thanks, Jerry.
Recheck.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Let's see. W2JLS John wasn't a recheck. That was the regular check in there. So, okay, Bob, your recheck. Go.
W8WKY, K8LYJ. Yeah, Jerry, I just had to chime in there. You talked about busting your toe in judo, and I had to chuckle because I wiped out my right ankle in Aikido in '93. So, muy simpatico. This is K8LYJ.
Okay, muy simpatico. Okay, was there anyone else who had a recheck?
WD8LLA.
Okay, hearing no other rechecks, yes, let's get to Neil. WD8LLA, I called for you and didn't hear from you, and I meant to sort of background, and then I forgot. So thanks for jumping back in there, Neil, letting us know you're back on the net. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have for us?
Oh, man, I got so many comments. WD8LLA, I with W8KY. I'm going with B with everybody else because I have no idea. And with my 50 years of being in ham radio and gone through electronic school at DeVry, and I always thought I was a little smarter than average, I don't think I've ever got an answer right in 3 years on the net. So I'm going with everybody else. But I want to say hi to Dick up there from Old Newcomers Town, buddy, and everybody that's on the net, Jerry. Thanks for all you guys do on there. And 73, I'll be listening.
Okay, I have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and thanks for jumping back in there, Neil. Good to hear from you, and thanks for your check-in. Let's see, before we go to Scott, Daryl, and John, let's go once again to Eric, W8ELM, and have a reread of the trivia question. Eric, if you would, please.
W8WKY from W8ELM. The trivia question tonight is, which of the following phobias means fear of the moon? Which of the following phobias means fear of the moon? Is it A, alpha, chromophobia, B, Bravo, selenophobia, C, Charlie, nyctophobia, or D, Delta, astrophobia? Once again, which of the following phobias means fear of the moon? A, chromophobia, B, selenophobia, C, nyctophobia, or D, astrophobia?
Well, thank you for rereading the trivia question this evening, Eric. Okay, I am going to pick alpha, chromophobia. I don't know what the answer is, but nobody's picked it yet, and by picking that, all of them are picked, so I'm going to go with the alpha. So put me down for that, Eric. Okay, we are now going to go to, and like I say, correct me if this is wrong, Scott, WK8RFK. Scott, what do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what other comments do you have for us?
W8WKY.
Yes, Kilo Echo 8 Romeo Foxtrot Kilo. Yeah, no. Oh no, I think I go with the solar phobia or whatever it is, last one. That's what I was thinking. Something to do solar, something about the sun, but even though it is the moon. But yeah, there's nothing going on. I just trying to get this radio to where I could catch into some repeaters, man. It's just I've got a Icom 746 Pro, but the only 2-meter antenna I got is a mobile antenna, and I got that running out the window, and I could barely pick up anything. I'm surprised I got you guys on here tonight. I've been going through heck trying to get it to pick up something. But not much going on. I just thought I'd check in. I heard you guys talking, and it's working. Apparently you heard me, so. All right, well, yeah, I go with the solar phobia. I try that one. I think it'd be the opposite of what the moon is. So instead of lunar, I think it'd be solar, be what the answer would be. All right, let's give it back to net control, KE8RFK.
Well, thank you for the correction on the call sign, Scott, and you are full quieting into the repeater. You sound great, so you've got your radio working perfectly. Like I say, we're here every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock, so join us when you can. And the Beacon Nets tomorrow night, and the Boredom Breaker Nets tomorrow afternoon, and so join us whenever you can. Thanks for your check-in, Scott. Good to have you here. Well, now we're going to go into Holmes County with KD8NEO, Daryl. Good evening, Daryl. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what else do you have for us?
Thank you, Internet Control, KD8NEO. Well, I'm an A student there, so I'll just take the letter A there, by golly. Hasn't let me down too much there. Not much, Jerry. Thought we'd give you a check-in up here there. We're going to head on down to the WatchNet there. So Charlie's got the net going now, so we're going to bump here and head down there. So thanks for doing the net. KD8NEO, back to you.
Well, thanks for checking in with me, Daryl, and let Charlie know I'll be there in a little bit. Eric and I will be there in a little bit, and anyone else on the net. The WatchNet is on the Millersburger Peter in Holmes County. It's 146.67 megahertz, PL 71.9. Charlie, KB8PXM, runs a really great net down there, and check in with him if you can. Okay, thank you, Daryl, once again. We're going to clear with Daryl now and go to W2JLS John. Good evening, John. Thank you for checking in with me. Good to hear from you. What do you think the answer to the trivia question is, and what comments do you have?
This is W2JLS. Hey, good evening, Jerry. I'm enjoying listening to everybody out there tonight in the net. And, yeah, I like this question. I like choice B, and it seems like everyone's hammering into that. I will say to WELM, I know Eric is a technical guy, so he'll appreciate my reasons have to do with chemistry, why I know that choice B is a good choice. Anyway, I look forward to hearing his take on the lunophobia and some of his distractors. Maybe also he could chime in on telos and why a chemist would find choice B and telos interesting. W2JLS, back to net control.
Okay, thank you. I have your trivia question answer as Bravo, and I am sure that Eric will get into that in his explanation. Well, that is the bottom of the list, and we are past the hour, so we are going to go to our trivia master, W8ELM Eric, for the answer and explanation of the trivia question and any comments that he has. So, Eric, you are up.
W8WKY from W8ELM. Well, once again, Bob gave the definitive answer, KA8LYJ, and maybe we can turn it over to him to answer Dave's question, NT8D, why lunophobia wasn't one of the choices. What do you think?
This is KA8LYJ. Lunophobia wasn't one of the choices because luna is Latin, and phobias use Greek prefixes and suffixes. So you would need the Greek term for moon, which is selene. So it's selenophobia.
That is correct. And is there any relationship between luna and selene?
They're the same figure, just like Helios in Greek is the god of the sun. Sol is the god of the sun in Latin.
Very good. Well, thank you for that, Bob. I'll go over the, well, first of all, a couple comments on the selenophobia. That is fear of the moon, and Selena is the Greek goddess of the moon. The semiconductor element selenium in one form has a silvery metallic luster, which is probably why it was given that name. It also has a second form. It is red powder in that form, but we usually think of the silvery light of the moon, so that may very possibly be why the element selenium was named after the goddess Selene. Both of them are depicted as traveling across the sky in a white chariot, and I think maybe one of them supposedly shoots arrows into the sky that become stars. So let me get a little time. All of our choices tonight came from the Greek. Chromophobia is a fear of colors, and chromos is Greek for color. Nyctophobia, sorry, Nick, that's not fear of you, although you scare me sometimes, that's for sure. Nycto is Greek for night, so nyctophobia is fear of the night. And astrophobia is fear of lightning, and it is named for the Greek goddess Astrape. Bronte is the Greek goddess of thunder. They're kind of paired together. Let's see, what else was I going to say? I believe that pretty well covers it. So thank you, everybody, for participating tonight. And if you haven't figured it out yet, B is the correct answer. W8WKY from W8ELM.
Well, thank you, Eric, for the trivia question, and thank you, Eric and Bob, for the explanations. Always learn something from these questions, so very good. Thank you so much. Did you have any other comments, Eric?
Yeah, this is KEAQ. Do you copy?
KE8Q, yes, I copy.
Okay, well, I'm just a little guy. I just got my HT and mobile antenna, so we're getting dropped all over the place. All right, thank you. Have a good evening. This is KEAQ.
Okay, John. Eric, did you have anything else?
W8WKY.
Oh, not a great deal. Barb and I usually speak Greek on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Latin on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and then either English or Hebrew on Sunday. It just kind of depends. That's about it for me. Thanks again. Back to net. This is W8ELM.
Okay, thank you for doing the trivia, Eric. You do such a fantastic job with it, and I always enjoy your questions. So really appreciate you being here to do the trivia. Well, we're done with the trivia, but if anyone would still like to check into the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association weekly Tuesday night net, you can do so by using your call sign followed by your name.
Yeah, Kilowatt Echo, number 8, Queen.
This is Kilo Echo 8, Papa Whiskey Tango, James in Cuyahoga Falls, in and out this evening.
Okay, we have KE8Q, John, and KE8PWT, James, in and out. Thank you for your in and out check-in, James. Well, let's go to John, KE8Q. Do you have anything else for the net?
I just wish everybody a very happy Christmas, and sounds like they're having a nice party coming up there. We had a union party, and that was about it. And we had to listen to a lot of positive thinking, as they say. This KEAQ. Yeah, this is it. 7-3, we're out.
Well, thank you for checking into the net with us, John. Good to have you here. We're here, like I say, every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock. Every licensed amateur is welcome. Well, that is the bottom of the list. We are going to close the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Club net at 9:15. I'd like to thank everyone who checked into the net, whether it was in and out or regular. I enjoyed taking your check-ins and enjoyed hearing your comments and conversing with you on the air this evening. So with that, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, this is Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry and Shreve, returning the repeater to regular amateur use. 7-3.